Everybody, I hope you can hear me. Can somebody let me know if they can hear the Bawles? Aidan, yes, here he is. He can hear me. How are you?
Sorry, I actually can't hear you, unfortunately.
Oh,
I'm joking. Yeah, I'm all right, thank you.
that's too good. There's been so much happening in the last few days. It's just been incredible. So many shows and of different people, not me. And I put up some videos because I'm on the free plan, being the cheap man. I've only got a couple of hours left, so maybe we have an hour show today, and then that gives me one more before I recycle.
Yes.
But I can do the make the pre-record the videos, and I put some up, because there's been so much going on, and I found some old ones that had disappeared from YouTube, taken down by the Kent,
Mr.
and
Hovind,
so it's been good to reintroduce some of those, because otherwise they're lost forever. Hello, Big Bad Mama, and
wow, hey, Big Bad Mama, how's it going?
It's the top four here, and the Gangster Ghost.
Excellent. We've got a full panel here tonight.
You seen that video I made, Claude?
Yes, I just looked at the one with the brown, Mr. Hovind with the brown suit and the beard. Did you put a beard on him?
Is that an alternate universe?
Yeah.
I think if you do just the short mustache, like someone called Adolf, I forget his last name, it would look remarkably like him when he's wearing the brown shirt and preaching.
I also put Steven's face on him.
You put Steven's face on him?
And your face, David.
Oh my goodness! No, did you really? Oh my gosh! I'll have to watch through that whole thing.
I think Steven's face would be better under him, wouldn't it? But anyway, I say that very quickly.
Oh my goodness!
What do you think, Big Bad Mama?
I think Big Bad Mama.
He might having connection problems.
Yes.
We can't hear Big Bad Mama at the moment. We can see her, so she's in the chat, but just have to wait and see if maybe the connection improves.
She's trying to get those hair curlers extra tight tonight. It takes extra time, unfortunately.
Trust missing mod to bring down the show.
Wow, this is a PG-13 show, missing mod. I mean, come on, she's just absolutely despicable.
She liked.
Go ahead.
She liked the one when I was doing the exercising the Bawles bod for mod. I think she liked that little when I changed my name once. I can't remember the exact term. She can write it in the chat. But she did like that.
Oh my goodness, that's funny.
Yes, the also at the moment there's a ProverbsGuy chat on, and at about 1 hour from now they plan to have the Brett appear, if he does appear.
Oh right, the interview.
Yeah, we're worth going to that too. Their topic is something like, has YouTube gone too far in banning channels? And
does that ban Brett?
No, I think he's on some suspension for 3 months that he can't do live. Yeah, that's what it is.
That's right.
He can't do live for 3 months. But when, the question I would have for them as well, they ban people left, right, and center, including me, except when it suits. So if they own the channel, they can ban whoever they like. So if they own YouTube, they can ban whoever they like, They can't have it both ways, these people.
I find it funny how Steven's got a channel of 812 subscribers, and we've got a channel of 6 subscribers, and you're matching him in views right now. And this big explosive thumbnail with all of the tags being how they are for the YouTube meta and all of that stuff. It's just, come on, man, you're doing everything you can, and you're getting 2 viewers right now.
Claude,
Yes.
what if
Funny.
you own YouTube? What would
What
you do?
if I was banned
No, I
from
mean, you
YouTube?
own YouTube.
Oh, if I owned YouTube, no, I would allow mostly freedom of expression. I would limit it if someone just outright screams and yells at someone. That's no fun.
Would
And
you ban?
uses filthy language, they would be out. But just for disagreeing, no.
Would you ban Kent and Steven?
No, because I think they fulfill a useful purpose. Most people looking at them don't actually get converted. They think it's a jerk and a jerk.
Are they a jerk of a jerk? They're just jerk.
A joke of a jerk. But they do, if they think that people, I try to look at it independently. If I was a Christian, which I'm not at the moment,
Are you sure?
I would be embarrassed by their carrying on, and particularly Mr. Hovind and all the bump that he puts out. I would be embarrassed, and so I think anybody who isn't a Christian it'd be very surprising if they think, "Oh my goodness, I want to have what he's having." I don't think they do.
Claude, we think
Yeah.
of those other dimensions I had up there. One where Aiden, it was in the place of Kent Hovind, and every face is under they're switched places. Like
Yeah.
Aiden's Kent Hovind.
Oh, Kent. Yeah. Well, I would prefer to have Aiden as Kent than Kent as Kent. Put it that way.
Am I coming in now?
Yes,
are
we can hear
now.
you. We can hear you.
I had to connect to the Wi-Fi. I'm in a hotel room.
Yeah.
Huh?
Oh, I see.
Oh, who with?
Two girls.
Missing Maud.
Oh my goodness.
I'm
Oh.
kidding. Just kidding.
Fall into an alternate dimension.
An alternate dimension.
Wait, I can
And
hear
Gangster
someone.
Ghost is our son.
Oh, thank you.
I can hear someone at the door. Oh, she's there.
Claude,
Oh my
what do you think
goodness.
this one guy, he produces Aaron Raw videos. He says he has 2 girlfriends.
Oh,
Peter Day Tucker.
Yeah.
has
Hey,
2
big
He's
bad
girlfriends.
a nice guy.
Is he trying to be like you, Claude, with your 5 girlfriends?
Well, perhaps mine pale into comparison compared to a certain Kent Hovind who dated over 300 girlfriends. And
Uh-huh.
that's when he was at high school, presumably as a student, not when
That's
he was
before
a
I was
teacher.
saved. That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
It could have been when he could be including the time he was a teacher, but I hope not. And also the
Wow.
prison girlfriends or boyfriends that, so
Well,
it's
they're
quite
And
a-
yet he
they're
covered
girlfriends
his
if they're the
eyes.
bottom. That's the thing, all right? If they're the bottom, then they're the girlfriend, all right? So yeah, I had plenty of prison girlfriends, Claude Bawles.
I did love it when which Big Bad Mama just alluded to, walking down the corridor of the school and reciting some Bible verse and not looking at the staircase as the girls came down it. Oh, God.
Because of the short skirts.
Yes. Oh my goodness! Because his daddy says, "If you ain't in business, don't advertise."
And yet he dated 300 of them.
Yeah.
Well, you see, that's different because back in those days, if you were a guy dating a bunch of girls, that was viewed as perfectly fine. But if you were a girl dating a bunch of guys, then you were called all sorts of horrible names. And you were viewed as absolutely horrible. So if I was a woman making this statement, I would actually be viewed as undermining myself. But no, I'm a guy, so it's different.
Oh my goodness! Yes.
Yeah. What would you do if there was another dimension where you're in the place of Kent? Kent is the place of you.
If I was in the place of Kent, yeah.
And Kent was in place of you. What would you do?
Oh, now that is very difficult. That's a very good question. But I can't think of what I would do.
You're
at the
running
moment-
Dinosaur Adventureland.
Yeah. Oh well, yeah. But he's probably trying to get at how Kent. If I was Kent, would I treat Claude? as Kent. But if I was really seriously running DAL, I would be ministering to people through, and not a place you could stay forever, but as a halfway house. It seems it's a bit like that anyway, with people who have problems with drugs, alcohol, society fitting in, and mental illness. So he's really most of the way there already. And then he could just take care of them rather than building buildings all the time, you know? I think
that's right,
Jesus
right.
would prefer that.
Would you have Aiden there to take care of them?
Yes. I'm not quite sure what class he could teach, so we would have to think of something, you know? I know. It would be, if you're being attacked, you know, you're a woman in self-defense course, he could teach them how to scream, you know?
That's right.
You're quite good at that, yeah. So there's a place for everybody in this alternate universe.
Let me ask you something, Claude. Let me ask you something. So I abused my son growing up, right? Like I smack him around and I mistreat him in public whenever he misbehaves, and then next thing you know, he leaves me behind. When I get out of prison for breaking the law, he takes all my stuff. I mean, like, come on, I feel like Job, honestly. I really do. I feel like Job, because I mean, Job got literally all of his possessions taken away for no reason whatsoever, whereas I was proven in a jury of my peers to have violated the law and suffered repercussions for it. I mean, the situations are basically exactly the same.
That's about the record for the longest sentence ever spoken on the Bawles show, without a breath. Yes, well, you know that I've been finding some old clips. Some I only could find on the Facebook, and it's usually of where Kent has put up a video and then thought better of it, maybe a week later. But I really want to find the one where Kent dresses the man in a wig. I think is it a blonde wig? I can't remember. I've seen it, and he pretends to be the Cindy, and that would be so good to have that.
Who did he dress up?
He dressed a guy. He did he's done the latest Cindy reenactment, but several months ago he had another one where he had a guy dressed in a blonde wig. We couldn't work out who it was. Yeah, quite a big guy, and she acted the part of Cindy because the blonde, but although Cindy's not actually blonde, I don't think. But anyway, he took the part of Cindy, and then Kent reenacted that. Well, he's taken that down now, but I'm hoping someone has preserved it. Yeah.
Bolin, I might have that one. I need to look, but I'm not in my house now, so I can't look.
No, when you get home, have a look, because it is so good. And of course, he's clearly embarrassed by it. That's why he's taken it down. It would be very good for Cindy to use at the trial.
Well, I don't understand why everyone says that I was such a horrible, abusive husband of Cindy. I mean, come on, guys. At the same time, I just want you to know, DAL, we're going to be having Cindy Lincoln impersonations. I'll just give you a sneak peek of what we're going to do. Hey, everybody, I'm Cindy. I'm a stupid, dumb idiot. And I just do bad things for no reason. I'm evil and horrible. I'm a witch. My name is Cindy Witch Lincoln. I don't understand why they say that I treat him so horribly. Like, I don't understand.
Yes.
Mark he did a video about that. How that makes him with wrestling, I guess, to make fun of what Kent was doing.
Oh, right.
So Bolin had that video up, and he's the one that deleted it. Kent did not have that on his channel because he went to Bolin's channel to air his dirt. And so I think I have it. I'm really surprised that Cindy doesn't already have that.
Yeah, well, we never know whether she has, or maybe, but I think it'll be around somewhere. And of course, he couldn't lie if he was asked to testify, and asked a question about that one where he had the man in the wig. First of all, the jury is going to think it's really crazy. If he told an outright lie about that, there would be a lot of problem. That would be perjury. So we know it exists, he know it exists, and so does the Bolin. So I'm sure we will find it somewhere.
It was such a horrible video.
I just want to point out, I'm sorry, this is Kent Hovind's consciousness really deep down inside. This isn't actually Kent Hovind speaking right now, but I just want to kind of point out the hypocrisy of being a sovereign citizen. He's talking about how I shouldn't have to adhere to the government and how the government is just a load of malarkey. And then saying, oh, well, my son broke the law. Well, he violated the law. Look at what the law says. I've got a lawyer here that's got a Gmail, like a finest email for all lawyers, by the way. Gmail.com. You know that they're representing the best law firm around at all of Wapaskatchie, Alabama. All right. Here's the finest lawyer in all of Wapaskatchie. So, anyways, what I was trying to say was that it's funny how I try to use the law and the lawyers whenever I need to, and I think it's going to be on my side. But then I'll also say I'm a sovereign citizen, and the law don't mean jack to me. I don't know.
Big Bad Mama.
Oh wait, did I say that out loud? Oh crap!
You seen that video I made? The alternate dimension.
Did you have Father Chuck and Mark Stoney in there too?
Yeah.
I thought so. I recognized them, and I recognized Boland. A couple of the other ones I didn't recognize.
Aiden,
Who were they?
I think Aiden was in there. Stomp was in there. Dustin was in there.
Well, I'm glad you used my short because somebody watched it. That one didn't do too well for me.
Oh, sorry.
No, that's okay. You gave me some views off of it, so that's good.
He's just Big Bad Mum. He's not one of us anymore. He's getting the 5,000 views. When it only did 2,000, he's gone all sort of bitchy. It's only got 2,000.
Alternate dimensions. Like the one where we fall in, where Claude is married to Miss Maud, and her son is Aiden.
Yes, it was that. Oh my goodness.
Well, I just want to say, we got a perfect example right here. We got an alleged Christian who says, "Oh, I believe in the Bible, but I believe in alternate universes as well. Oh, I believe in a universe where we can come from an acorn. We all just evolved from an acorn. I think that's an alternate universe. Maybe that's where we all came from." That's what you're saying, right, Dr. Gangster Ghost?
I got my doctorate degree from the EBCU.
Yeah, you got it from Patriot Bible College. You didn't get it from Patriot Bible University, you idiot. I mean, like, come on. Like, what are you supposed to do here? You're supposed to say, oh, I've got an accredited degree when you didn't even go to a university. I mean, come on, you're brain dead.
Oh.
That's right. I did make Missing Maud famous, and she remembers it.
You made her famous?
That's right.
Yeah, I put her in videos before she was even making videos. I think. No, she was starting to make videos, but.
Well, she doesn't. Neither she or me gets quite the views of the Big Bad Mama. But
well,
I'm not worried. I'm not offended. Don't worry.
Claude, you're almost
me.
getting more views than Stephen Boland's crew. And Gangster Ghost is on a couple of his too. He's getting more views than Stump is.
I do?
Yeah, you got over 100 views on some of your shorts, and Stump gets like 50 views.
Oh.
Yeah, and that's them looking at themselves.
Well, their channel's growing somehow. I mean, like, it's kind of like my channel, how my views like stagnated for really prolonged periods of time, and I really didn't see any growth whatsoever as far as that's concerned, and yet inexplicably the YouTube subscriber count kept going up. I don't know. It's just kind of suspicious behavior, but you know what? I feel like maybe he learned from the best.
Aiden's exactly right. His subs are going up. His viewerships basically staying the same. I mean, he has like 3 or 4 videos a day. But yeah, I mean,
he's doing everything that on paper should make you successful, and yet it's just not working out. I guess according to his narrative, maybe the Holy Spirit just ain't on his side. I don't know, because apparently, I mean, like, having the Holy Spirit on your side is representative of YouTube likes to certain people on the internet. So I don't know.
If only he had Dr. Ovind's car.
That's right.
He could go around putting out flyers for his YouTube.
Well, he said he wouldn't have been able to move without the car, and yet somehow, he did exactly that. He was able to move without the car. I don't know. Maybe it was just all maybe he didn't need the car after all. Maybe he just needed the money.
Yeah,
Did he give the $400 back to the people that?
Well, don't worry about that. All right, Big Bad Mama. You don't need to look. That's between them and the Lord. Okay, as far as they're concerned. All right, like if he sins, and then the Lord the Lord marketh him.
Is this your Hovind or your Boland imitation?
I try to just kind of bounce between the two of them whenever I need to. Okay, like they're basically exactly the same. So
they're both good. I'm not saying anything, but
I'm just Kent Hovind Jr. I don't even actually speak like this in private. This is how I speak. I'm Stephen Boland, everybody. Hello, but I need to sound closer to my idol Kent Hovind whenever I'm on the YouTube. I just need to sound like him because then maybe I might get some of those precious views. Please, Lord, please just give me the views.
I think you're really close to the mark because I think Boland does want to take over Dinosaur Adventureland eventually, and that's why he is trying to build this channel up. That's my theory.
He's waiting in the wings. That's right. It's like a palace coup. It's like Game of Thrones, but if everyone on Game of Thrones was retarded.
Well, now that Matt seems to have gone, but of course, did you see the award that Matt got the other day? The international award,
Right, Crocoduck Award,
the Golden Crocoduck Award of 2023, awarded to Matt Powell, and I've put a copy of it up on my channel, but it was done by Potholer, which gets, like, his channel must be what, 500,000 subscribers. He gets lots of views. He doesn't do a lot of videos, but they're really well researched. And Matt, in following in the footsteps of such wonderful scientists and mathematicians as Eric Hovind. So
well, Matt's not out of the picture, Claude. He's on the board of CSE.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So Bill Sardi died.
Yes.
And then Ernie Land is not on there anymore.
Yeah, so Bill must have had an over excess of vitamins, yeah.
Apricot seeds.
Apricot seeds, I think, maybe. But
Matt Powell is on the board of CSE.
Big Bad Mama.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, I remember that pop horror stuff back in the day. I remember him giving those awards. I like to Eric Hobel and other people.
Right.
That's Kirk Cameron.
Oh,
Comfort.
That's Kirk Cameron, I think, invented that term crocoduck.
Yeah. It was on a debate against these two
atheists.
Who they are. I remember this guy and his girlfriend. I forgot her name. And he brought up the crocoduck.
The crocoduck.
He had a picture of it, remember? It was a picture of a duck with a crocodile head.
Do myself. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, everybody, how's it going? It's me, Aiden. Aren't I so cool? Oh, I'm such a deep-thinking intellectual. Wow, I don't got any problems whatsoever, but I sure do have a good job pointing out everybody else's problems. God, I'm so cool.
That's not very convincing. Never mind.
Sorry, that's my bad.
You're not very good at being yourself. That's the ultimate insult, isn't it?
I can't do a good job. I'm sorry. Yeah. It's easier to just be myself, I guess, rather than to act.
What was the name of the
agency debate?
With the guy and a girl.
I don't remember their names. I haven't seen them since. Logan, Missing Mod says she doesn't want you to put her in any more of her alternate universe stories with Christian.
No more, Logan.
Did you see that comment? You better work it out with her.
Okay.
Oh man.
Mind you, since when have you done what you were told, gangster?
Exactly.
But with that golden crocodile, it's good to. There's going to be nominations will open for next year. So anything we see of Mr. Irvin that we think is really worthy of being so outrageous, probably from some of the debates, we could send that to Potholer, who's the channel owner, and I think that would be worth. Did you see the? I put up part 1 with Kent attacking his son Eric and demanding the. Well, it might be in part 2 where he demands his underwear back.
Yeah,
I watched it.
He lists off a few items. He's like, yeah, there was a forklift, there's my Swiss Army knife, and there was underwear. And then the lawyer cuts it, and he's like, millions of dollars worth of property. And I'm like, yeah,
The Swiss Army knife.
When I think of millions of dollars worth of property, and the first 3 items I list off are a forklift, which is like $20,000 at the most, a Swiss Army knife that's like at most, if it's like custom made, like $500, and a few things of underwear. I think that's definitely the primary assets listed for a
His type of underwear would cost a lot of money.
I don't know why you guys are going after him so much though. Like, why are you going after him? Why are you trying to go after Ken? Why don't you go after the other people that are apparently doing bad stuff, even though you obviously are? I can't do a missing mod. I'm sorry. I can't.
Oh, you had it. You had her before.
I can only do the missing mod in like the beginning of the video when she's all like calm and she's just like, "Hey y'all, how's it going? Just hope everybody's doing good out there."
Well, later tonight I'll put up the part 2 of and it is honestly better than the part 1. Yeah, the part 2 is better than part 1.
Oh, good.
What about the prequel?
Very good, Aiden. You have to make that. Recently, I've had inconsistent statistics with ProverbsGuys. I've deliberately spelt that the way they pronounce inconsistent instead of in, and statistics instead.
That was Bubblegum, I think, was calling it statistics.
Oh my goodness! And here comes Christian. Yeah, Brother Pike.
Hi, bro.
Going, hey everybody! I just wanted to say how I'm right about everything, and how all of y'all are just stupid because you don't think the way I do.
Thank you, Aiden. My reputation precedes me.
That wasn't me. That was you. You just said that, Christian. But whatever.
Brother Mike, when are you going to do your show? Sunday?
When I get a stable internet connection, Logan. When I'm able to figure out how to advance into the 21st century.
Okay, well, some of us live in 1997 in the middle of the woods.
Okay, Mr. Kaczynski, whatever you say.
Were you about 5 years old back then?
In 97, I was about 7.
Oh,
why'd you gasp, Logan? Why'd you gasp?
I don't know.
Why gaspest thou?
See? Caught him again. He just doesn't know.
Brother Pike, do you see those alternate dimension videos?
No, I didn't, because I assumed they were a reiteration of what we had already said earlier.
Yeah.
No, actually, you know what? Why would you assume that little out of Logan, Christian? Oh, I'm not assuming that Logan's got any original thoughts in his head. He's just going to retread the same information over and over again, because that's what I do. I just go over the same Bible over and over again, just checking it.
Hey, do me a favor, Aiden, just hold your breath and then also hold your nose.
What wasn't it the missing mod who ran something to see if Aiden should mute when he is speaking?
Yeah.
That's exactly what I'm doing. What I'm trying to say with this is
noted.
What could happen is like Aiden could put his camera on and then the sound off, and we have to work out what he is saying.
Oh, we could do it like Kent Hovind did in that one video. Yeah,
buy my DVDs. Buy me. What was it? What did it?
Only $80. $50 for 80 hours of content. $50 for 80 hours of different creation seminar content.
I came from a family of engineers and teachers, educationalists, I think he says. What a load of bollocks.
I started from nothing. I started from nothing at all, and I mean, I get out of prison. The next thing you know, my son scammed the scammer. I mean, like, who could believe it? It's like the story of Job, except if Job was a scammer before he was defrauded of everything he had.
Did you notice when he was talking about Eric, he said he doesn't honor his father, and then immediately he talked about how Eric had collected millions in rent.
Mm-hmm.
He tied the entire thing to money. There was no like affection there at all.
Well, he tries to bob and weave between, well, we're doing so good, even though we don't have all of that money, to, well, we need that money, and look at all the money that he's getting, and that money belongs to us, and that's money that we need, and we're barely able to make ends meet over here. It's like, which one is it? Are you doing good in spite of that not being the case, or are you desperate and you need the money?
I would
What
also
is-
like some money, please.
You think
I do
Eric
too.
Homo is wearing Kent's underwear?
Well, he could never wear the Bawles underwear, that's for sure. It would be too
That stuff
saggy.
sags to the ground. Yeah,
Yeah,
it sags all
But
the way to the ground.
other than that, I think it's funny there where Kent lays down the law. Like, you give it back, you give this, and this, and then we might give you something back or give you and it's just rubbish because
Well, like,
because
he
he
could be-
doesn't hold any of the cards. He doesn't hold any cards, and he's laying down this law in a passive aggressive way.
Did you hear when he said, "When I go
So what is
public,
y'all's topic for the night?
it will destroy his little ministry."
Oh,
Did
I
you-
didn't
did-
hear that, but no.
Yes, he called Eric's ministry. He said his little ministry.
Hello, Liz.
Yes, Pike asked the topic tonight, and we don't really have one. Yeah, you
Pike?
could see which direction it is headed. If you've got an idea, you feel free to say.
Oh,
Or if
Mark
you,
Tony's.
I have got an idea.
yeah, oh, good.
Go ahead.
Speak now.
Not
Forever.
Calvinism.
I want to hear you guys' positions on something pretty important.
All right,
Okay.
And we'll start with Big Bad Mama.
Oh, God.
that's a good place.
Mr.
to start.
Pibb or Dr. Pepper?
Mr. Pibb.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're not starting with him. Aiden, Mr. Pibb or Dr. Pepper?
Cactus Cooler is the best soft drink of all time.
I don't even know what that is.
Do you know that
I mean, I
one?
do like A&W root beer. I'll take a good cherry vanilla Coke too. I'll be honest with you.
Do you know
Cherry
Cactus
Vanilla
Cooler?
Coke is legit. I do not know that one. No,
What did
but
you
I'm
say?
not from the Southwest.
Cactus Cooler.
What is that?
It's got it's like a pineapple soft drink, but it's delicious. Try it sometime if you can find it.
Yeah, I mean, I would love to try it. Sounds kind of good. I
I like
you're
Dr.
selling me on
Pepper
Mr.
too.
Pibb thing because I've been going back and forth lately, and the Mr. Pibb has like that little edge. Maybe you're right about that.
Christian likes to live his life on the edge,
I live my life on the edge.
specifically
You ever
the
go to
edge of
Chick-fil-A?
multiple people's roofs.
I do go to
Okay.
Chick-fil-A, but only on Sundays because I live my life on the edge.
Wow.
Abbott or Costello? Abbott or Costello?
Costello.
Christian just subtly admitted
Okay,
that he robs Chick-fil-A every week.
Are we speaking of the Abbott and Costello aliens from the movie Arrival with Amy Adams?
Probably not, but it can
I
be.
don't have an opinion because I was going to vote Amy Adams, but whatever.
Okay, Bonnie or Clyde?
Oh, Bonnie.
Three
I'm
Stooges.
probably Team Clyde.
I'm Team Jacob on this one.
Three
Oh, God.
Stooges.
Team Edwards sucks. Team Jacob.
Okay, Hovind or Beatty?
Oh, God.
Eric
Christian, what do
Just
you
by
think?
proxy.
30-foot drop off a building.
Okay, Hovind or
No, yeah, I'm
Ovind?
siding with Aiden on that actually.
Yeah, I'm once again gonna opt with my previous answer on that, Claude. Maybe you know
Okay.
what? Double the amount of feet. Double the amount. Of feet.
Mod or Faithful? No, don't answer. Then
I'm,
was being mean.
I'm not going
I'm
to hurt anybody's feelings
Feeling. I would
because
just, you know,
I'm
being
spoken
naughty.
for.
I would
I'm a
choose missing
spoken
mod.
Oh no, that's
Spoken mod?
I knew something was happening there, Big Bad Mama. I knew.
What if you fall in another dimension where you and Miss Mod are married? Your son is Aiden and Claude, and your brother-in-law is Brother Pike. What do you do, Big Bad Mom?
I guess I would just have to live my life as best I can, and I'd kick them out of the house.
Well, if they don't
I'm a
want to
good
leave
brother.
the house.
Answer.
I mean, I would
answer needs
I would
I
help
would
you change
support
the
them
world.
emotionally unless they took my ministry away.
No, we gotta have
you
that
need to
money,
have
though.
you need to have a surprise twist in your answer. Like every time that Logan tries to hit you with a "What would you do if Christian Pike was a reptilian, a humanoid, and Big Bad Mama was
Yeah,
your
what would you
brother's
do?
cousin?" And well, you see, I would try to prevent the super flu that had inevitably killed 3/4 of the Earth's population, combined with the Terminator threat posed by Skynet recently after the fact. So me and Logan, through a series of 7 convoluted movies, each getting worse than the other despite having more runtime than the previous one, will eventually find a way of being able to disable the virus and the machine simultaneously by hacking into the supercomputer mainframe by using the zombie virus as a retrograde solution to be able to finally take out the computer. That's my answer.
Suck it.
Yeah, that's a good answer.
Suck it.
Suck-
Socrates or
Socrates.
Achilles? I'm gonna have to say Socrates because at least he can say he knows nothing.
There's no real evidence Socrates was a real person, is there?
Oh, here we go. Plato
Oh,
just
no, we don't believe
made
in
him up.
Socrates? What do we believe in anymore?
Yeah, I mean, like, what's this
Just
liberal
everything's out the
agenda
window.
that we've got going? Oh, we gotta tear the Socrates statue down. He was
Oh,
problematic.
you guys probably believe in George Washington, too, don't you?
Yeah,
Sheeple.
here we go again. Oh my gosh.
Think for yourselves.
We think Brett King.
When I think of Brett Keane, I think that there should be a bronze statue erected in Brett's honor in Festus, Missouri, for such a monumental human being. Somebody that truly, like the interview that's about to take place, I honestly weep for the fact that we can't cover it live. Because if I was able to cover, yeah, I do. From the deepest depths of my soul, I want to cover the Brett Keane Stephen Bolin interview live. Because like, think about it. Imagine if we could cover the moon landing for the first time live on YouTube. Imagine if we could cover the Gettysburg Address live on YouTube. These are the levels of human achievement that we're talking about that we are going to miss tonight by not being able to watch it live. And that's just a disgrace. I just wanted to say that for everybody to hear. That's a disgrace.
Claude, you want to watch it, Mike?
Well, I thought we would finish it about 20 minutes so you can go and watch it. Or someone like Missing Mod or Father Charles could rebroadcast it on their live too, because you probably won't get to comment on Proverbs Guys. I don't know if it's a believers. It might be believers only. I don't know.
They having like a show over there or something?
They're doing Christian. Yes. You don't understand. I was trying to explain earlier. Stephen Bolin is about to interview Brett Keane. Okay, so I don't really know earlier Brett today, Keane that well. 2 intellectual titans are about to clash, and we're about to witness an event unlike any other previously seen. You know how we've talked about Black Swan events?
The moon is turning red as we speak.
Like a Black Swan event is an event that you couldn't have foreseen, but now that it's like about to happen or has happened is obvious in retrospect. This is one of those events.
Several meteors at once.
Yeah.
Is this happening now?
It's going to happen soon.
Well, really, it was always happening. You know what I mean?
Well, really, I mean, from the beginning, if we talk about it from a predestination standpoint.
Yeah, this has always been happening.
Yeah.
What about the final destination?
What about it?
Well, Christian was questioned on that earlier, and then all of a sudden, I'm having internet connections, guys. I can't connect properly to my network. Oh no. Yeah.
That's really is what happened, pretty much. Yeah,
that's fine. Can you
That's
imagine,
actually how it
Christian?
sounded.
Can you imagine if Martin Luther at the Diet of Worms, when like Charles V was asking him questions?
I can
about
already
scripture,
answer.
if he was just like,
no before you finish.
if he was just like, as a response to like, do you think sola scriptura is a valid way of interpreting scripture? If his response was, sorry guys, I'm getting a bad connection. Sorry, I'll try to rejoin in a little bit.
Well, I think in that case, Rome would still be crowning the emperors of Europe.
I think you're right. So what I'm trying to say is your strategy is ineffectual, and
well,
Luther
strategy is a
Luther
strong word.
weeps.
It gets thrown around a lot. I'm not really sure it applies here.
Well, sorry, you may have to move your John Calvin shrine over a little bit in order to fit your Martin Luther one in beside it, because he's deeply disappointed in your performance.
I have a shrine to both of them in my heart, Aiden.
Oh. Brother Pike, are you the new John
idol
Calvin?
worship?
What'd you say?
Are you the new John Calvin?
Yes.
He's the new John Candy.
Oh.
Poland.
You know why I've been trying to type that 3 different times and it wouldn't let me post. So I suspect there must be something in there to, that Bowen and Columbine thing. So I had to,
the absolute.
there's your choice. Do you want
Oh man. Oh man.
Sometimes it's staring you right in the face and you don't see it.
all I'm saying is at least Columbine happened on 420. That's all I'm gonna say on that matter. And
I'm glad you see the silver lining in that cloud.
We're gonna move on from there. I think my decision should be obvious based on that response.
Oh no. Have you seen the Big Bad Mama thing?
I have, yes. I have. Christian, have you seen that wholesome film?
That's a real film.
Wait, what is what?
The nude nuns with big guns. Have you ever seen that film?
This means that I'm quite justified if I was to put this warning at the beginning of the
Christian,
shows.
we're not mixed company. It's okay. You can act like a human being. It's all right. It's all right.
Christian won't even acknowledge the question.
You won't. It's too low. It's too carnal. It comes from the carnal mind. And I'll tell you what, even though former brother Christian is in a fallen state.
I cut out for a few minutes.
Yeah. Sorry about that, Luther. Sorry about that. We'll have to reconvene the diet another time. Unfortunately.
I don't control the internet.
I'm sure you don't.
I mean, obviously, I have very little control over it. Either that, or I just want madness.
Should you start your own church, Brother Pike, called Pike Church?
Well, actually, I put in an offer on a church. We're negotiating with the people.
Oh.
Wow, that's cool.
Call John Calvin Church?
What is it?
John Calvin Church.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to call it.
Invitation only.
Yeah, it's one of those. It's like eyes wide shut.
Tell us about it, Christian.
Christian has to know everyone that's going before they show up. That's the John Calvin Church.
Yeah. Well, that's funny. But somebody said something about tell you about it. So there's a little city real close to where we're building the house, probably about 20-25 minutes away out in the country. And there's an old apostolic church just out in the middle of the sticks that has a little house on the property and has almost 5 acres that goes with the church and the house. And it's just like an old backwoods apostolic church where the pastor died, so his family's just selling the property. It's in immaculate condition. The house is in great condition. The property is beautiful. And so we've been negotiating with the people because it was brought to my attention. And they have actually come a long way to meet us in the middle because they want us to buy it. And so I really don't have the money to buy it, but it's one of those things where I don't really have the money not to buy it. You know what I mean? So we're kind of in limbo on it.
Christian,
that's cool.
If you buy that church, can I become your paid secretary? Or your
We're
paid
Pentecostals,
notary?
Aiden. We don't pay anybody for anything.
You really should.
I'll be your preacher.
All right, I'll tell you what, Christian. DAL style situation. I'll help you out.
Wait, hold on, you lost me.
I'll help you out with all like the the functions of the church and everything, but you got to feed me and you got to house me.
Okay, if we can traffic your children, we'll give you a cabin to stay in.
Wow. Wow. Good thing I don't have any, so can I still do it?
Well, that really does work out best for you considering the deal that I just offered.
Like it really actually works out quite favorably for me, so I would agree.
No, on a serious note, we're like real seriously looking at buying it. Like I should know something in the next month.
No,
it's a big deal, man. It's a big deal. If we get it, Aiden needs to come down and visit. Or because he's saying something about that him and his girlfriend might like eventually get married 20, 30, 45 years from now. Basically. So maybe we could push that forward a little bit or a lot bit.
You got to come to me. I've already said this.
I'll do that. I already told you that.
Yeah, that's true. You did.
You will probably be 37 by then.
You'll be 37 in 20 or 30 years.
You know, Father
Logan
Charles,
got his mathematics.
Am I 7 years old, Logan? Am I 7 years old now?
I mean, 37. Yeah, you're 17 right now, right?
I was 7 years old on that Sea Science show the other day.
Aiden, you're 23, right?
I am 23. That's correct.
I was 23 when Noel was born. That was a good year.
Father Charles is looking for a rural, like a country property to have a little, retreat. Maybe if you buy, he could take half of it and put, on the 5 acres,
I'll tell you what he could do. He could come live in that house that's on the property because I'm already building a house.
Yeah, and you could run the thing for, do the real ministry, not the, where you don't have to build too many things. And
he could be Orthodox Protestant.
Yeah, probably.
Orthodox Calvin.
Orthodox Protestant. You just hurt my soul a little bit.
Welcome to the John Calvin Church with Father Charles, the Orthodox priest.
Calvin Church. This is the one with the dishwasher under the altar,
right? Yeah, I'm backing out of the deals.
Well, the dishwasher is perfect because you can predict when it's going to go off every single time, so it fits perfectly with the whole John Calvin premise.
Every time Tammy gets so mad at me because every time she's like, in our new house, I better get a nice dishwasher. I'm like, well, when you was born with 2 of them attached to your arms. And she just
Wow. Christian, can you call your church the Calvin and Hobbes Church?
Yeah, we can. Yeah.
Okay.
That's the beauty of the missing mod. She is happy to be submissive to the dishes. All those sorts
well,
of
Tammy's
things.
just happy to throw them when I say things like that. He's pretty good at throwing stuff. So. He's been practicing.
Mark's playing video games live?
Yeah, Mark Stoney is in fact back from the dead. He is playing a racing game right now and just won.
Would you like to play against him on there, Claude?
I'm not very good at playing the games. I only want to play with Missing Mod.
You're gonna get banned. She's gonna launch 3 copyright strikes against your channel.
Something's missing in my life. Maybe it's Mod. Maybe it's Mod's mod that I want. That's a nice song.
That's just not necessary.
Far another dimension where you're married to her.
Logan, you were told. You were told.
But you could be his son.
You were told, Logan, earlier.
Why don't you ever climb into another dimension? Raise yourself up higher. You know what I mean?
Okay. You serious?
How you just stay in that other dimension? I'm just kidding, Logan.
Sometimes you ease off to the side into another dimension. East, south, southwest. There's many
your
directions.
brother Pike.
No, you're right. You got to fall.
Okay. But brother Pike.
This mod is cool because she's sexist, but she's against the sex that she is. So that's kind of cool.
You have to
she's like, women shouldn't vote. It's like, okay, well, that's
they shouldn't drive really either.
Certainly an opinion. That is certainly an opinion. Disenfranchise myself.
You should call it the First Church of Pikeism.
Actually, I've been trying to think of a name, to be honest with you, because we're not really affiliated with any major organization, so I can just name it whatever I want. So actually, me and Tammy have been bouncing ideas back and forth what we think we're going to name it.
You call it the First Church of Brother Pike?
Probably won't be that.
There we go. I like it.
Why they call it the First
Church? It's a very non-selfish name. You can
Why they always,
really, you can be anybody.
like I see they call it the First Baptist Church. Why they always call it the first one?
Because they want to be like, hey, in this county or in this city, we was the first Baptist church. Like that matters at all.
Oh, what
It's all
about?
about that earthly prestige, Christian.
Correct.
It's all about that earthly.
That's why they build their
prestige.
steeples higher and higher and higher. It's like the
Well,
Tower
that's
of
right.
Babel.
Well, I mean, it's like the Tower of Babel, but the Tower of Babel probably looked way cooler than the typical Christian church in America. Let's be honest.
Claude, would you like to start a church called the First Church of Claude?
I think the First Church of Bawles would be
Yes,
better. Yeah.
that would be a
And,
much better church.
we would have a tower where they ring, like the traditional churches ring out the bells, but
Mhm.
but it would be the Bawles. The Bawles. Don't ask who the.
You could have it. You know how like those Russian onion domes for churches.
Yeah.
You could have those, but you could have two of them right next to each other, and then you have the big steeple.
What is the saying? Never ask for whom the balls toll. It tolls for
For
you.
whom the balls toll.
Tolls, yeah.
On that note,
I think Christian's out of here.
Pike, Brother Pike.
Yes.
Who's that guy you're standing by right there? Is that your brother,
where?
Pike? The
Oh,
guy
that's a
in your
friend of mine named Cody. I took that picture forever ago. It was on my YouTube account like years ago, and for some reason, this software always still uses it.
Are you sure he's not your brother, Pike?
I mean, he's my spiritual brother. I trust.
Oh, that's good.
Can you answer?
I actually baptized his brother.
Christian, can you
I
give
didn't
me?
hold him
I want to
down
hear
long
it.
enough.
I want to hear it right now. Okay, you have been. How long have you been preaching for?
Oh, I don't know, 4 or 5 years.
Okay, I want to hear your best, and I mean this genuinely. I want to hear your best fire and brimstone Southern Baptist preacher right now. I want to hear it.
I don't really preach like that.
I want to hear it though. Just because you don't typically preach like that, I want you to find it within your heart, Christian.
Okay, let me see here. All y'all going to hell. Get right. Pay your tithes.
You see, look at this man. Look at this man over here. Look at this excuse for a man coming over in here trying to say that he's got the wisdom, trying to say that he's got the heart to be able to be a preacher. I don't think that he does, ladies and gentlemen. I don't think that he's got the spirit to be a preacher. He don't got that Holy Spirit within him, and he's not going to be able to move the masses towards Jesus. He's too focused on trying to get his own building. I'll tell you what, Christian, I'll go all around the country, every single street corner that there is, and I'll spread the fiery word that you'll be going to hell if you don't follow the good word, son. So
it's like a wrestler.
Why don't you do the same is what I'm asking you.
Like a wrestler.
Yeah.
Why can't I be a wrestler in my spare time? Is there anything in the Bible that says you can't be a pastor and a wrestler?
Well, I think
I don't recall that.
No. Brother Love, he was a wrestler preacher.
Did you see Missing Maud's joke that she had up there for Christian? Do you know why women have? You did see it, and you do know the answer. You did see that too.
Why is that?
Do y'all know? Hey, do y'all know why women don't need driver's licenses?
No.
Why is that?
Because there's no road in between the kitchen and the laundry room.
Oh my goodness!
That's some classic boomer humor for you, Christian.
Yeah, y'all
you heard that one from your grandpa, didn't you? You heard that one from your good old grandpappy.
I don't know why do women have. If men can't focus on two things at once, I never know why women have breasts. But anyway, that's
Wow. Wow.
Oh dear.
The Holocaust of brain cells over here.
Christian, it's been worse. Don't even pretend like it
has
been worse before. I think it has. I think there's definitely been times where the brain rot has been turned up higher.
You know what, Aiden? Those guys on Proverbs channel were right about you.
Wow.
I'm just kidding.
That might be the most hurtful thing I've ever heard by another person towards me. That cut deep. And I know it was just a joke. That's the worst part. I know it was a joke. It still hurt?
It still hurts because I know it came from a place of truth.
It's true. It's true.
It came from deep inside.
I wish
Brother
I
Pike.
was the snake. I mean, like they're able to unhinge their jaw, and honestly, there's some burgers out there that I really wish I was able to unhinge.
Well,
their
I was
jaw.
warned. I was like, "You're gonna get snake bit," and I was like, "Okay, well, let go of my ankle real quick so I can go find out."
Brother Pike.
Yeah.
We
Hey,
think
brother
that guy's
Pike!
fine.
Hey, brother Pike! Can you hear me? I'm just trying to let you know. Hey, is this thing on? Christian, are you listening? Logan's trying to talk to you.
Yeah,
Logan,
we
what
think
would you
that
like, my
guy
friend?
see science. Does he,
What?
that guy see science?
I don't really know him besides just seeing him goof off in the comments. I've never really had a real conversation with him.
Oh, you won't. Don't worry. You won't.
How do you know that? That's ominous.
I'm just saying you won't have a real conversation with him. You will probably have a conversation with him in the future. You just won't have a real conversation with him.
Oh, Brother Pike, do you think that snake in the Garden of Eden was the devil?
Yeah, the book of Revelation says that it was.
Oh. Are you sure it wasn't Claude?
Yeah, pretty sure.
You don't think it was, well, I mean, if it was, then Claude told the truth. I mean, they didn't die, so that was the truth.
No, the snake definitely told him the truth.
You know, you're one of the first Christians I've ever heard say that. That's actually fascinating, Christian, but I don't want to.
I've preached that for years.
I don't want to
Wow.
turn that into a 2-hour-long discussion on
Why?
Claude's
It's just
show
obvious.
because, unfortunately, well, no, that's unfortunately for a lot of Christians, it's not. It's not obvious.
Well, there's
they
a
say-
great revelational meaning of that, and it's not what most people think. It's a long conversation, obviously, but there's quite a bit to be said about that sheds light on what the story was actually about, and it wasn't what people think it was about.
Well, what do you think it was about?
Well, people think that story was solely about the temptation and the fall of man, but that's not correct. That story was just as much about the fall of Lucifer as it was the fall of man.
It's about the carnal mind.
Correct.
And the Claude Bawles.
Not so much.
I mean, is it really the? It's just as much the story of the fall of Lucifer as it is the fall of man. So you think that Lucifer fell simultaneously with him?
Yes,
what-
he was tempted by Eve, just like Eve was tempted by him.
But that isn't the reason why he was ultimately cast into hell, according to Scripture, though. He
Well,
rebelled against
I've read
God.
I've read the scripture quite a number of times.
That is true, but to my recollection of it, he rebelled against God. and
Where
that
does
was
it
the
say
reason
Lucifer
why.
was cast in hell because he rebelled against God?
I believe that it's mentioned right after that event is mentioned in Scripture in sequential order. After
What's
the war,
mentioned
and
right
then-
after that event is that the serpent is cast upon his belly.
Oh. You sure, Brother Pike?
I'm pretty sure about this particular subject.
Yeah, I'm not even.
Hey,
necessarily-
look, we should explore that sometime if you guys are interested, because that's actually one of my favorite things to talk about theologically.
It's just revelation.
It really is in the literal sense. It's shedding light on hidden information.
I don't know. Hey,
Yeah, the story of the garden is about man and about angels. It's simultaneously about both.
I just always thought that the events occurred before Eden occurred.
I think a lot of people believe that. You have to understand the serpent was in the garden. He didn't like sneak his way in there. He was in there because he was supposed to be. When the prophet prophesies of Lucifer, he says, "What happened to you? You were upright. All of your pipes were upright. There was no iniquity found in you. What happened to you?" I believe he was speaking about Lucifer being tempted by man.
Brother Pike, you ever heard that story about it was a lady who was a snake and she tried to tempt Eve or something and she know God's name and she got away with something? You ever heard of that?
Are you speaking of the Lilith thing?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's a bunch of nonsense.
What if
So-
that lady was real and it turns out to be missing mom?
Well,
Oh
in
my
that case,
God.
it may very well have happened.
What I was gonna ask you, Christian, was at least through what I understand of a temptation, in order for a temptation to be a temptation, there has to be a potential benefit involved for somebody to be tempted with, correct?
Of course.
So what was the potential benefit for Satan in this?
He became the
interaction?
god of the earth.
I mean, that's still a kind of bit of a bum rap considering that's a temporary state of affairs.
Well, you have to understand what angelic nature is. It's acting upon impulse. It's acting instinctively. It's not thinking ahead. That's why God created man, because the angelic nature is not what he wanted.
Is man a species that typically thinks ahead?
The man that was created in the garden and the man that is prophesied to come back in the end is something that is different than the nature of angels, though this fallen man has submitted himself to the influence of angels, so he acts like angels.
So this man that you're speaking of in the garden was different in his nature in that he thought further ahead, but he was still subject to temptation through an immediate means.
Well, man didn't suffer temptation. Eve is the one that gave in to Lucifer, not Adam.
But still mankind, though, right?
What about
That's
Eve?
That's the kind of thing that people feel very comfortable interjecting that I'm a little bit more hesitant about.
What do you mean? I mean, like, Eve is a direct allegory for all of humanity in that aspect. Like, when humanity, for the vast majority of its history, has looked at the propagation of the species, it's not typically through the male lens that they look at it for. It's through the female lens, which is why almost every goddess of fertility has been just that, a goddess rather than a god.
Okay, I thought we were speaking about the garden.
Well, yeah, I understand that, but I'm still saying that from a human perspective, that humanity, as far as the progenation of the species is concerned, is typically viewed through a female lens rather than a male lens. So I don't really know why Adam is the one that specifically needs to be tempted in order for us to say mankind.
Well, the reason that there's speaking scripturally, the reason that there's any hope for mankind is because Adam was not tempted. Adam, in his respective type, left paradise for the purpose of pursuing Eve, the same way that it says that the Lord Jesus left heaven for the purpose of pursuing a bride. Adam was not in the transgression.
So we're only born with half sin.
Yeah.
You could say that.
That's a bit strange. What are the implications of that, though? Like,
the possibility of restoration.
Possibility of restoration. So if he had also succumbed, there would be no potential for any restoration, right?
No hope whatsoever.
Just for eating a fruit that condemns.
It would have been
humanity.
God's failed experiment if Adam had been tempted.
That just condemns all of humanity for the rest of eternity. That's a very interesting paradigm. That eating a fruit or not eating a fruit is enough to condemn all of humanity for the rest of eternity.
What kind of fruit do you imagine that it was?
It doesn't say what kind of fruit it was.
When you think about it, what do you think about?
When I think about it, what do I think of? Well, call me generic, but I think of an apple.
Most Jews think of a fig.
Yeah, no, fig is a more reasonable answer. I agree with that, but my stupid Western brain thinks of an apple.
That is the way that Western ideology has portrayed it for hundreds of years.
Why?
Because figs aren't very common in Western culture.
Yeah, America has apples, you know.
Yeah. I'm sure if we were in the Mediterranean, we would still think of it as a fig.
Michael Jones, he believes that the second Genesis is sequel to the first Genesis. And,
yeah, I've heard people make that case before.
Used evolution to create Adam and Eve. That rib thing was supposed to be that like a covenant God made with man, I guess.
I think I've heard that before. I've heard like theistic evolution before.
Yeah, that's it. What do you think of that?
I don't totally agree and I don't totally disagree. It's like the distinction I was making on the broadcast the other night. If we're going to look at what we call Homo sapiens and we're going to equate those with created man, then you certainly can trace those back to a beast lineage because they're animals even today. But I don't think that what we call today Homo sapiens is what God called man in the Garden of Eden.
What do you think of that, Claude?
Well, speaking of Homo sapiens, I just checked on the ProverbsGuy. Brett isn't on yet, but Ryan is there. Ryan and Lucky. And Lucky just came on to say that he would join in the show too. Obviously, they're together. Perhaps are they? Shall we say would you call it housemates or flatmates?
Papa Dog?
Like when people share a house in the United States, what's that
Roommate.
called? Roommates. Yeah, the roomies, perhaps. Yeah. So they both seem very nice.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, but so I don't know if you want to wind it up so we can go and
Yeah, we can.
Yeah,
can go
and
do
see if Brett turns up. Yeah.
Oh, I see how it is. You're going to get me all started on theology, then kick me out.
That's right.
Yeah,
well, I'll call you and destroy you in our own time, Christian.
Okay, we'll get around that.
As Big Bad Mama says, Adam and Eve are metaphors representing the male and female parts of our psyches.
I think that the Garden of Eden is allegorical, but I think it represents a transition of humanity from a hunter-gatherer species to an agricultural species.
He's serious.
I've often felt that the Bawles was a metaphor, so yes, my name.
Very interesting.
Oh dear.
We think that Brother Pie.
I have just sort of an absence of thoughts as it relates to that.
What about the Garden of Eden? Yeah, that's pretty obvious given what we've been talking about earlier today. I think that's been made clear. But that's it.
Aiden, you're as quick as I was when I was 23. You will age also, by the way.
Yeah, but I'm enjoying it while I've got it, all right? So how about you just not give me that existential dread and just let me live in the moment?
How about
I don't blame you. You're going to die one day, Aiden, but I don't
You're right. You're right. And that stuff's scary, and I don't even think about that right now.
Aiden, how about after your age?
Might be one day soon. You're right, Christian. You're right.
Aiden, have a nephew your age.
You have a nephew my age?
Yeah.
I didn't know that you had a 17-year-old nephew.
Yeah.
Interesting. Well, Claude, thank you for having us here. I'm gonna stay.
So you guys are going to Stevens?
No, I'm not gonna go to his channel.
No, maybe there's one or two might want to. I don't really want to either, but
I'll try to join and immediately get kicked off because the late great Brett Keane might show up, and heaven forbid if I be there.
I'm gonna go boss my wife around and command her. So we'll see how
you should make a surprise appearance, but you should just like trash the show, Christian.
I'll be honest with you. I'm always tempted, but I just don't because I kind of take that seriously. I really thought we were friends.
No, I understand. I wasn't being serious.
I do think about it sometimes, but honestly, it just makes me sad, so I don't do it.
Oh.
Yeah, that's wow. That's way to put a positive spin on the end of the show. Well, that's the show, everybody. Have a good rest of your night. Christian Pike weeps every single time he thinks about establishing a form of companionship with his friends. Everybody have a good rest of your evening and take care.
Till we come together again.
That's right.
Well, Mr. Claude, it's been a pleasure to be on your program, sir.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, likewise.
We have a bit of fun and a bit of serious at the same time, not too much, and I try and be a little bit respectful, but occasionally some naughtiness comes through.
You're a good man, Claude. I'll talk to you later.
Okay.
Thank
you.
Man.
Bye, Mr.
See you
Pike.
guys. You guys have a great
Brother
night.
Pike. You have a good
Brother Pike.
Oh, Brother Pike. There's a character. I found a show in England called Dad's Army Show, and one of the characters' names is Pike or Pikey. I will put a little short up about it because it has some relevance. Yes, there's some. Yeah, it's very funny. Well, I think it's funny. Yeah. So, well. Oh, Aiden is gone. The ghost is gonna go, and I think. Okay, Big Bad Mama coming just to have a little chat. So I'm going to close the stream now, and we can do whatever. And Big Bad Missing Mod, make sure you have a stream soon. You've got more hours left than me. Okay. Good night, everybody.